Bula Vinaka boxing fans, we are here. It is fight week. Tyson the Gypsy King Fury versus Alexander the Cat Usyk, the Cossack warrior. I am so excited. It is literally 6 days away now. It's Monday here, 10 o'clock New Zealand time. The fight will be around Sunday, so 10, 11 Sunday morning and Saturday night in Riyadh. So for us, it's going to be May the 19th, Sunday. For everywhere else in the world, predominantly in Saudi, the UK and the States, it's going to be May the 18th. I wanted to do this video about a couple of interviews I saw on Boxing King Media's YouTube page. Shout out to Boxing King Media. I'm going to drop a link to his YouTube videos around the two videos that he did with Alex Krassyuk, Usyk's promoter, and Alexander Usyk himself. These two videos were absolutely gold. They're actually interviews, and they're live interviews of Usyk and Krassyuk. They've just arrived in Saudi, and there were some interesting things covered. So I want to quickly break down some of the things that I noticed was in the Alex Krassyuk interview, and then I'll finish with the Alexander Usyk interview. So I've made some notes, but man, this interview left me thinking of a lot of things, and a lot of things for you guys to ponder around just the psyche, what's in Usyk's mind right now, and what his team are thinking and planning for the undisputed fight, the greatest fight in recent years, the first undisputed since 1999. So Krassyuk basically said that he is finally confident that this fight is happening. Previously, he's never been confident until he basically see Fury in the ring, because Fury has pulled out of this fight, I think 3 to 4 times. One of them was probably Usyk that pulled out because he got sick of it, sick of all the waiting around and being messed around. But yeah, the rest is history. He also said that they are happy that they've got the best Tyson Fury. They want to see the best Tyson Fury. They want to challenge the best Tyson Fury, which is music to my ears. You know, they want to beat the best at his best, not some washed up version. 3 training camps. Basically, Krassyuk said that Usyk has been training for Fury for basically 9 months. That's like the same term as baby in a mother's womb. 9 months training for this guy. So he said that, yeah, it's going to be influential in the fight because he's been training for so long. He is tired, but that's not a bad thing. It's that, you know, it's good to be tired in training camp. But is it really? Have you put everything in the training camp? And that, you know, he's ready. He basically knows everything about Fury now. He's been studying him, and he just cannot wait to get into the boxing ring with Fury. There was also a question around some of Usyk's strengths, and one of his strengths is what Tony Bellew mentioned, that he basically tires his opponents. And Krassyuk said that the key to this is Usyk basically exhausts his opponents, and you either accept his speed or you give up. Now, if you accept his speed, he's basically saying you have to have the most elite conditioning, because you cannot try to go toe-to-toe with Usyk in his speed, because you will be found out and you will gas. And he's kind of alluding to what happened to Joshua. We saw what happened to Joshua in both fights, but particularly in the first fight where he was out on his feet and he could have been stopped. If Usyk just put the gas on him in that 12th round, he could have actually stopped Joshua, but he didn't. And one of the quotes that he said was, I love this quote. He said that Usyk will eat his heart, eat his soul, and his body, and then knock him out. That was, I thought, pretty hilarious, but also pretty profound at the same time. Like, this guy, he is more of the talker in Team Usyk. You know, Usyk is very respectful and it's kind of like a bit reserved, but you know, both Krassyuk and Igis Klimas, the manager, they are very confident that Usyk not only will beat Fury, but they believe that Usyk can actually knock him out. So yeah. And the second to last thing is, this was interesting. So there was a question around, Usyk being weak to the body. So the interviewer said that, there's a lot of talks about Usyk being weak to the body. What are your thoughts on that? And then they kind of brought up all the amateur fights, the pro fights, I think 300 plus with amateur and pros, and only 2 times has Usyk been actually dropped by a body shot. And one of them was by Artur Beterbiev in 2011, and then the other one was in 2011. They're not counting Daniel Dubois because they don't reckon it was a legal body shot. But nevertheless, he's basically saying that, of course, anyone who gets hit low to the body is going to go down, and anyone that gets hit to the body, eventually, the right punch, Krassyuk basically said, it doesn't matter who you are, that includes Usyk or Fury, if the right punch lands, you're going down, whether it's to the body or it's to the head. But he did say, and this is where I think it's strange, because he said, and he advises Fury not to target Usyk's body. He said, I will give Fury the best advice. If you want to go for the body, be at your peril, because if you try and attack Usyk's body, you're going to leave yourself open for being such a big, tall man, and Usyk will capitalize on your mistakes and knock you out. So I thought it was interesting, because why would Krassyuk be giving Tyson Fury, the opposition, advice? Should he want Fury to attack Usyk's body because they know that's the plan? Or is he trying to falsely give Fury the advice that you shouldn't do it because, Usyk will knock you out because he actually is afraid. He actually does believe that Usyk has that vulnerability to the body. That is interesting. Never seen a promoter giving another fighter advice, another fighter advice against his fighter of what not to do. That could be interesting. And then the last quote was classic. He basically said, only one man wins, one man comes home with all the belts, and the other one, I'll call Tyson, exactly what he did, will go home with his dick in his hand. And I thought that was hilarious, because this is exactly the same words that Tyson Fury used against Usyk and Krassyuk way back last year when they were trying to negotiate the fight at Wembley, and he was saying scrap the rematch. When Usyk accepted the 30%, he said, all this talk about rematch, I tell you what, scrap the rematch, we'll just fight all the belts, one man wins, the other one goes home with his dick in his hand. That's what Fury said first, and then Krassyuk just said it now. So it's homage to what Tyson Fury said way back last year, which I thought was pretty funny and pretty hilarious. The second video was Boxing King Media doing an interview with Usyk. I'm not going to go too much detail in that one, but the 2 things I really liked about this one is that Usyk basically said, I don't care what Tyson Fury does in the press conference, fight week, whatever he does. I don't really care about how he looks or how strong he is. It's not my concern. All I care about is May 18th. He can do whatever he wants. May 18th is what I care about, because that is what matters most, and that's really awesome. And then the question towards the end of the interview was that Usyk actually said in an Instagram video, which they showed Tyson, and he says to Tyson, don't be afraid. I won't leave you alone. And everyone's been wondering, what does that even mean? And even Fury was like, don't be afraid, I won't leave you alone. What does that even mean? And a question was asked to Usyk, so what did you mean by that? And Usyk calmly just says, Tyson Fury knows what I mean. That is interesting. Tyson Fury knows. I wonder what that is. Is Usyk basically trying to say to Fury that don't be afraid to lose, because the inevitable is coming? And I think that is probably Fury's biggest fear, is the fear of losing. But what do you guys think? Please leave a comment, drop a like, share, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. You're watching Seru Bale's boxing and pro wrestling YouTube channel. Vinaka.